Hi, I'm Brittnie Price, and you're watching Black Squirrel Radio.
It's always a fight for the first line. Never know what to say first.
I don't know. I have a lot of influences that are in, I listen to a lot of folk. I listen to a lot of pop, a lot of top 40, a lot of Beyonce. But also like a lot of like coffee house kind of things. Anything but country I'm like really into. But I have like a lot of influences. Like I love Leon LaHavis, I love John Mayer. I listen to a lot of like Lauryn Hill and Whitney Houston, and like, so it's across the board. But I think you can hear a little bit of that in that sound. I definitely think I have like a poppier sound when you listen to like the CD, because it does have like the keyboards and the electric guitar and the drums, and it has everything, so it's like much more produced. But I definitely think that like if I'm just playing acoustically, it has that like kind of soul folk kind of thing. I don't know. It's not exactly the Spark Notes version. I listen to, well actually I have to say my best friend is also a musician, and she has like one of my favorite sounds ever. Her name is Brooklyn Hansley.
Okay.
And she's top notch. She's incredible.
She used to be a DJ here, actually.
Yeah, she did used to have a show. She and Lexi. Yeah, it's really cool. I used to like watch because they have the camera thing, and I used to watch them, and they were just crazy. Everyone like knows that you're local. Like there's something about a local energy that's like so supportive, and everyone's so receptive, and the energy is so cool because you go in there like they're with you. It's such an interesting exchange as far as like the intimacy of the audience. It's pretty cool. Maybe like not that far. I've gone. I played like on the west side, so like an hour, maybe 45 minutes. I play a lot in Cleveland, so it's a good 40 minutes from here.
Do you have plans to go further soon?
Well, I'm gonna move soon once I graduate, and if everything works out, I'll be playing in New York a lot. If not, and if for some reason I decide to go out west, then I'll be hopefully in California. Which will be cool. Scary, but cool.
Yeah.
I think you can definitely hear when I'm singing. Like a lot of people are like, wow, we can like hear the training, which is both good and bad, because I think that some people like have that like really cool like raw poppy kind of thing, and I think you can definitely hear sometimes that like I've sung a lot of musical theater, but also I think it just like helps. I'm a really like socially anxious person. I basically have to meet someone like more than once to come off as anything but like a mess with like social anxiety. But no, it's really cool because I feel like I know what to do on stage. Like there's really usually no question. The only thing that's different is like when you're in theater, you have the fourth wall, so you don't really get to be like with the audience as much, depending on the show. So I think it like also hinders me because I'm not the best at like between song banter and like relating to people, because I don't have to do that a lot on stage. So that's something that I'm learning. Both. I love them both, but in such different ways. You know, like I love acting and I love being in shows because there's something so. I don't know. It's just very special. You have a very special connection with your cast and with the audience and with the material, and it's so fun. You get to be like a million different people. It's really great. But also, I want to do something. I want to do a lot with my music because that's how I like define myself right now. It's like the best way for me to tell the truth is like putting it in a song. So that like vulnerability and being able to like say it without, it's so easy because you don't have to confront anyone. You just get to like write a song about them. gosh, it was the best time of my life. I really, really miss recording. But it was cool because we only did it it only took 10 days. And I worked with Jim Wirt, who runs Crush Tone Studios, and he's worked with some incredible people, so that was really cool. But it was just like really, really great because even though he was like my producer, I had a lot of say in things too, in the way that it felt, and it's just like we were finding the sound as we went. It was like a really cool little like journey of discovery of like what was it gonna sound like at the end. It's so funny, I have approximately 15 different recordings of What If, which is like the first song on the record. And it's just like, it started out in my basement and I had like 3 of those, and then we had one with like these really cool like gospel-y harmonies behind it, and then we decided to go like a little more catchy with it, and so like there's so many different ways you can really hear the way that it's evolved. But it's so interesting because like when I write acoustically, so I just write on my guitar and there's nothing really else there, and I don't really write with other instruments in mind. It depends on the song, but usually. And so going in and hearing it literally over those 10 days, like hearing all of the songs evolve was just incredible because we did add so many other instruments and we got to play around with things. We were like, oh, that definitely doesn't work. Oh, maybe let's try this. And it was really cool. I feel like I don't know that this is like what I'm gonna sound like forever, but it's really cool because it's what I sound like right now. And I'm really like trying to settle into that, you know, and just kind of ride that wave. I'm always writing new music. And yeah, I'm really trying to, I will be the first person to say that I really don't know what I'm doing. And I feel like everyone's supposed to be like, yeah, I got this. It's like totally cool. I have no idea what I'm doing. So it's really, it's a learning curve, and I feel like it's so nice to do it here because there's so many people that are studying so many different things that you can find someone that's like, hey, why don't you try this to try and promote him? Why don't you play here? And, you know, because there's so many people, and there's, you know, I'm just like letting it kind of get into people's hands, and, you know, because people know people. I have a friend that's like, hey, let me try and give it to this person. Let me try. I literally like give it to anyone, tell everyone, you know, because it's like I'm really trying to figure out exactly how, you know, one promotes it, because it's so much easier when you have people, you know what I mean? It's so much easier when, like, you know, Justin Bieber and Katy Perry and all of these people who are selling millions and millions and millions of records they have like managers with a lot of money. They have all the time in the world, and, you know, all these things. I have 0 of these things. Like, I have no money, I have no time, I have no nothing. So I'm learning to like use, like, you know, the grassroots approach and trying to figure that out. But yeah, I'm always writing new music. I discovered the Leanne LaHavis record in 2013, and it's really incredible. She's really awesome. Yeah, I think that's. Also, Tori Kelly released her second EP, which is called it's called Forward. It's really great. I don't know. I feel like I'm not like. I'd probably just like find a little like hole in the ground and just like cover them up.
That's a very safe spot.
I feel like there's. I don't know about that. That's a really good question. I don't know.
Okay.
Squirrels all over we had a squirrel in our house.
Yeah?
We just had a squirrel in our house. Oh my gosh. Inside. Ate our carpet. So one of my roommates put out like crackers, and like was trying to catch it, caught it like with a basket. Like took this basket and like cornered it and literally just like held it there and was like I don't think he's ever felt so triumphant. But I'd probably hide them in my basement.
Okay.
If I could get in. Apparently there's a way for squirrels to get into my house, so that's very okay.
The rain will change, it'll all make sense.